Imagine looking up at the night sky, and instead of the usual calm, cratered moon, you see, bam, the biggest, shiniest disco ball the universe has ever known. Yep, the moon has turned into a giant mirror. No warning, no explanation, just a big cosmic game of mirror, mirror in the sky. At first, it seems kinda cool. The sun sets, darkness falls, and then, whoa, the moon rises, blasting sunlight straight back at Earth like an overenthusiastic flashlight. But instead of a soft, silvery glow, we now have a second sun at night. Midnight? More like high noon. Congratulations, humanity. You've just lost sleep. Forever. But that's just the beginning of the chaos. You know how you sometimes forget sunscreen and turn into a human tomato? Well, now the moon is reflecting sunlight back down with almost full intensity. Even nighttime beachgoers are getting sunburned. Vampires, they're done for. And let's not even talk about nocturnal animals. Poor owls and bats are losing their minds. Night as a concept, gone. Oh, and remember how the moon used to help control the tides? That still happens, but now it comes with a special bonus. Laser light show level reflections on the ocean. Surfers might love the constant glowing waves, but fishermen, not so much. All those deep-sea creatures that rely on darkness? Yeah, they just got evicted from their own habitat. Squid, plankton, even that weird fish with the glowing forehead. They're all like, excuse me? What is this? But wait, things are about to get even weirder. You know those super bright LED high beams that make you squint in traffic? Now imagine an entire planet dealing with that. Cities would have to build blackout domes just to get some proper nighttime darkness. Forget about stargazing. Our own artificial night sun is turning the sky into a giant glare fest. Astronomers, not happy. Meteor showers, invisible. That cool moment when the power goes out and you can finally see the Milky Way? Yeah, forget it. And here's where things start to get a little dangerous. The moon isn't just reflecting light, it's bouncing heat back too. Normally, when the sun sets, Earth gets a chance to cool down. Not anymore. With all that reflected energy, temperatures start rising. Some places might even stop having a cool part of the day altogether. Cities already struggling with heat waves? Well, now they're basically slow roasting under a giant celestial heat lamp. And we haven't even gotten to the real disasters yet. As if sleep deprivation, sunburnt owls, and a permanently sweaty planet weren't bad enough, things are about to get seriously out of control. Because guess what? The moon isn't just reflecting light back at Earth, it's also reflecting light away from Earth. And that's bad news for our climate. See, normally the moon absorbs some of the sun's energy and radiates a bit of heat back into space. But now, it's basically a giant cosmic mirror, bouncing all that energy around unpredictably. Some areas might overheat, while others might suddenly get colder because all that reflected light is scattering clouds and shifting weather patterns in the weirdest ways. Ever wanted a snowstorm in the Sahara? Congratulations, you might just get one. Oh, and speaking of weather, let's talk about wind. The way Earth's atmosphere works is heavily influenced by the balance between hot and cold areas. Now that the moon is playing ping pong with sunlight, wind patterns start freaking out. Gentle summer breezes? Forget it. Say hello to hurricane season all year long. Scientists try to predict the changes, but honestly, it's like trying to predict the flight path of a mosquito in a tornado. Nobody knows what's coming next. And it gets worse. Our moon mirror isn't just messing with Earth. Space missions? Yeah, those are in trouble. The moon used to be a great landmark for astronauts. Now it's a blinding beacon that's totally messing up navigation. Space probes get fried by concentrated light, telescopes are useless, and satellites? Let's just say the world's Wi-Fi is about to take a major hit. If you thought lag was bad before, just wait until the entire GPS network starts glitching out because it keeps getting blinded by moon reflections. But wait, there's a much, much bigger problem. You see, the moon's surface wasn't a perfect mirror before for a very good reason. Its rough, uneven craters help scatter light and absorb energy, keeping things stable. But now that it's a mirror, that light isn't just bouncing harmlessly, it's being concentrated. Somewhere, at some unfortunate spot on Earth, the sun and moon will occasionally align just right, creating the most terrifying natural disaster in history, the moon death ray. A super intense beam of concentrated sunlight reflected straight from our new mirror moon, scorching a random location on Earth like a giant celestial magnifying glass. One moment, everything's fine. The next, psht! That city is now a smoking crater. Scientists scramble to figure out the math behind it, but it turns out predicting the moon death ray is like predicting where popcorn will land after you throw it across the room. And if you think that's the worst thing that can happen, oh, just you wait. As if the world wasn't already dealing with enough problems, things start getting really bizarre. You know how a magnifying glass can focus sunlight and start a fire? Well, now imagine an entire moon acting as one giant reflector. If its surface is even slightly curved in just the wrong way, some unlucky part of Earth, maybe a random desert, maybe your backyard, could get an unexpected superheated death beam. Cities scramble to build emergency moonshades. People start wearing sunglasses at night, and conspiracy theories explode. The moon is trying to cook us. Meanwhile, energy companies get an idea. What if we harness all this extra light? Solar panels that work 24/7? Free nighttime electricity? Brilliant. Except, too much of a good thing is still too much. Power grids overload, batteries explode, and suddenly everyone's just trying to keep their phones from melting. But wait, there's more. Airplanes, they rely on regular moonlight for nighttime navigation. Now, pilots are blinded mid-flight. Birds, they migrate using the moon. Now, they're flying in confused spirals, dive bombing into city streets, and crashing into each other like feathery bumper cars. Oh, and the poor astronauts up in space? They signed up for some sun exposure, sure. But now their spacecrafts are being slow roasted by double the radiation. Their solar panels are loving it, but their faces? Not so much. NASA suddenly has to start handing out SPF 5000 sunscreen. Meanwhile, here on Earth, the fashion industry goes into full panic mode. People start wearing nighttime sunscreen, blackout curtains become the hottest new trend, and sleep experts are losing their minds. Insomnia becomes the default human condition. Melatonin stocks? Through the roof. Everyone's so sleep deprived that entire countries start functioning like a Monday morning that never ends. And let's not forget the real estate market. Remember those fancy houses advertised with beautiful moonlit views? Now, nobody wants a front row seat to the world's brightest, most annoying nightlight. Beachside properties? Worthless. The new dream home? A windowless bunker in the middle of nowhere. But hey, at least crime rates should go down, right? No more lurking in the shadows when there are no shadows. But here's a plot twist. Criminals get clever. They start wearing ultra-dark sunglasses and dressing in anti-reflective outfits like high-tech ninjas. The police? They get laser pointers to fight back. The world has officially become a never-ending, neon-lit cyberpunk dystopia. And yet we still haven't reached the worst part. As the world struggles to function under its new never-ending daylight, things take an even darker, or should we say brighter turn. Plants, for example, are confused. Some thrive with all the extra light, growing like they're on cosmic steroids. But others? They were never meant for a 24/7 photosynthesis marathon. Crops start getting too much energy, leading to overgrowth, dehydration, and total farming disasters. Your tomatoes? Now the size of beach balls but completely tasteless. Your lettuce? Just gave up and turned into salad dust. Global food supplies are a mess. Meanwhile, animals are still losing their minds. Predators that hunt in the dark? Extinct. Nighttime hunters like lions and owls are retiring early, while nocturnal insects, especially mosquitoes, are thriving in the new 24-hour all-you-can-bite buffet. Scientists quickly realize that some species will adapt, while others won't. And since everything in nature is connected, humanity has basically kicked the entire food chain in the shins. And let's talk about the weather. Normally, heat from the sun escapes into space overnight, cooling things down. But now, the Earth is trapped in a constant cycle of heat reflection. Temperatures rise, ice caps melt faster, and suddenly beachfront property extends all the way to your neighbor's front yard. The world's climate was already struggling. Now it's basically in a full-blown identity crisis. Governments finally step in because, well, they have no choice. The United Nations hosts an emergency moon crisis summit. Scientists debate whether we should cover the moon with something, blast it into space, or just throwing ideas out there. Flip it over, which, by the way, is not how physics works. Some propose launching massive dust clouds to block out its reflections. Others suggest just painting it black, which sounds like a great song but a terrible idea. But then finally, salvation arrives in the form of cosmic reality. Turns out a mirror moon wouldn't last forever. Constant exposure to space dust, meteorite impacts, and good old-fashioned wear and tear would slowly ruin its reflective surface. Over time, it would lose its shine, returning to a dull, dusty, light-absorbing rock. Humanity would finally get its nights back. Owls would celebrate. Astronomers would cry tears of joy. And people everywhere would experience something they had almost forgotten existed: darkness. So lesson learned? Maybe we should leave the moon exactly as it is. No giant disco balls, no cosmic mirrors, no accidental planetary heat lamps. Just a nice, reliable rock in the sky, doing its thing. But hey, what do you think? Would a mirror moon be a fun disaster or a total nightmare? Let us know in the comments, hit that like button if you value your sleep, and subscribe for more mind-blowing what-if scenarios. Until next time, keep looking up, just maybe not too directly at the moon.